everyone, it's Courtney, and today I finally, well, I shouldn't say finally because that implies that I haven't really enjoyed working on this, but I did finish the 42 squares for the blanket that I've been making for my daughter. Yay! This is my first granny square blanket. And I really like the colors. I really like the way that, thankfully it was all able to come together. Just, all glory be to God. I'm just so thankful to have this skill and get to use it this way. The next step in this is basically to individually block all of the granny squares. And then we're gonna seam the blanket together. So I thought that since actually so far I've kind of been doing like a Vlogvember where I had released a tiny little life update video on November 1st, and then I released another video yesterday. So I thought that I'd just embrace this and maybe make a little video today, especially as I'm blocking the squares and hopefully starting to seam them together. In case this was helpful to anyone, I just wanted to show what I'm doing. So basically, I'm taking a few squares at a time from the blanket layout and blocking them individually and then putting them in a stack on top of each other. So once I'm done blocking this one, it'll go over here with this one that's already been blocked. And that's just kind of keeping in mind that I want them all to be a similar size. It doesn't have to be the exact same, but obviously as I'm joining the squares, I want them to all have about the same dimensions for the blanket. So I'm trying to block them a few at a time, put them in a stack, and then take the bottom two from the stack and put them back over with the blanket so that I don't forget the order that I had them in. So that's why I'm working with just a couple at a time. I'm blocking the Labubu square. I'm about halfway done. We did have to refill the steamer, so it's full again. I definitely wanted to wait until the iron cooled down to refill it. So after a little break, we're ready to get back into it. Yeah, during the break, I put my yarn away that I was using to crochet these squares, and that was a big deal because there's been yarn on the couch where I sit to work on this probably for months. I am trying to go ahead and get all these squares blocked, so instead of just going a few at a time, I just picked up the whole fourth row. Thankfully, I was able to keep them in order as I was picking them up. I went from one side to the other, and I'm basically just gonna block all 7 of these squares and then put them back into place. I just finished blocking row 4. Now I'm gonna start blocking row 5, and I wanna see how long it takes me to block this row. I think I can get it done in about 15 minutes. Let's see. Okay, I gotta say, thank goodness this bobble granny square blocked so nice. Here it is, the bobbles are of course raised. There's still a little bit of an indent. I might give it another block, block it some more, but I just picked up the last row and I laid back down the 5th row. So I'm on the 6th and final row, and from the time that I made the segment of the video that said I was gonna time myself blocking the 5th row to the time that set it down and everything, it was about 13 minutes. So I think that I'll be able to block the 6th row in a reasonable amount of time and hopefully get some joining done tonight. I decided to block it a second time, but this is not totally necessary. I just finished blocking the last square, and now it's time to lay them back down in order and start joining. I'm getting kind of nervous joining them. I don't know why, I don't need to be, but let's just get going with it. I just joined the top round so I joined the 5th and 6th row across, and it took me about 35 minutes. And I'm just joining them by doing a slip stitch through the back loops. it's time to take a quick break and eat some dinner. Unfortunately, it kind of is like jumbled up in a pile on the bed. I'm back from making dinner, and I just have 2 more squares to add into the 4th row, and then I can get started joining the 3rd row, but I have like 30 to 45 minutes, so I have less than an hour before I'm gonna stop and do some other things again. So we'll see how much I can get done tonight. Definitely gonna be able to finish probably the current row I'm working on now. There's only 2 squares left. And yeah, let's just see. Hey everyone, okay, I just added the 3rd row to the blanket, so I'll show you what I have real quick. I think that's gonna be the show for today. I might get some more of this added tonight, I might not, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video off for here, and maybe tomorrow I'll see you in another one. Until then, have a great evening, have a great day, you know, whatever time of day you are watching this, and I hope that you all are happy, healthy, and always safe, and yeah, I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye!